guess you wonder where I've been.
out would just be a huge miscalculation in terms of what we've seen in terms of progress of Spirit. It's clear they went back to the drawing board, that they recognized they needed to work on a couple of their halves, their T sides, CT sides regarding certain maps. So there is a lot that's in store for Vitality today if they take Spirit lightly.
I feel like we've got a clashing of fans, both booing and cheering for Vitality in exactly the way Apex likes it, I guess. In terms of, it kind of blows my mind that we can call Spirit a quote-unquote underdog when you have a player like Donk on their roster. Why is that maybe the case when we're looking at some of their results, particularly in the second half of this year?
Because as Mauro said, right, we have a season that is ongoing throughout the entirety of the year. The last 5 events have arguably been the worst stretch of events for Spirit in a very long time. They've struggled getting into playoffs. They've struggled making a name out of themselves ever since they brought in Sway and Tenia at the same time. It felt like it was too big of a change, maybe with too short of a turnaround. Haven't really had time to practice, didn't go far into the tournaments, and overall, it's been very disappointing. Add to that Donk, you know, by the standards of Donk, have maybe, dare I say, underperformed up until what he's been able to do throughout the entirety of the year. It was a perfect cocktail of Spirit coming into this tournament as an underdog. I don't think a lot of people had them do too well, and you see the results right here. The last 5 events, we're talking the best placement being a 5th place. What is suggesting that all of a sudden they should win the major, let alone going into the semifinal?
And for context, that 5th place just means they won a single series in Hong Kong. They lost immediately in the 8-team event once they actually hit the arena versus this Vitality lineup. For Spirit, I feel like their form is one that they're trying to recapture in terms of putting all of the individuals together in the right setting. In interviews, they've talked about the fact that they've recognized that there's certain strengths of these players, but they don't all work in tandem to always get the best out of everybody. They need to recognize that Chopper and Hallie have a system. It sets up Donk, and so you're not always going to get a 100% Zway, a 100% Tenier, but now we're seeing glimpses, and that's what's giving me hope. It's definitely what's giving Spirit fans hope that they could pull off this upset.
If you zoom out just a little bit, then obviously the context of those 5 last results doesn't paint the nicest picture for Spirit, but they did win Cologne, they did win 2 bounties as well this year. Where do you place them in terms of, okay, Vitality, undisputed #1, right? That doesn't change no matter on the result here. Where is Spirit following that?
So obviously Furia had a nice run for the last few months, but if you look at tournament quality, Spirit's the 2nd best team of this year. Winning Cologne, the 2 Blast events, winning Astana as well. Furia also have won 4 trophies this year, which matches them for 2nd place, but the quality is still higher. The bounties, it's single elimination format, but it has the best teams there. You look at some of the events that Furia won in comparison, and you don't really always have all the big dogs. So Spirit have proven this year, especially at Cologne, that they are 2025 2nd best in my eyes.
I think in that context, right, it's important to mention the fact that yes, they show up at the bigger tournaments, they hoist the trophies, but it kind of, at least in my book, it depends on what you value the most. Do you value consistency like Mouse throughout the year, where they consistently get into the playoff, consistently get into the semifinals, but don't win the trophies? Do you value a team like, let's say, Furia, who have a very short period where they're dominating everything? So I feel like to definitively say that Spirit is the 2nd best team, I can't do that. You know, I'll have to look into it. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I feel like there's a close race between Spirit, Furia, and even, you know, to some degree, I would put Falcons in that notion as well. Before they brought on Monacy, before they brought in the lineup, they had Dexter winning a tournament for them. They went into a couple of grand finals. It's probably the odd one out right there, but yeah, I'll be honest.
I'd take a Cologne trophy and missing 5 playoffs in a row over getting to the semifinals and being close every time.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's a fair analogy. Either way, there are a lot of winners in terms of the individual players on the server today, and in terms of their results so far here at the Major. Looking at the top 7 tournament players, that's a hell of a lot going to be gracing the stage today, right?
Yeah, we have some of the most skilled individuals taking on each other right here. Obviously, we're going to speak an awful lot about Donk. We're going to speak an awful lot about Saivu. We can't really avoid that because we see them play so exceptionally well throughout every single tournament they participate in, especially here at this Major. They've been on a very high level. For people at home who maybe doesn't watch Counter-Strike every single day, to have a rating on average at 1.67 for Donk and 1.56 for Saivu is unheard of.
It really is, and I feel like Donk's low form or weak form coming into this Major may have been a little bit exaggerated because yes, his last 3 months weren't up to this standard that we're seeing at this event, but if you even took those 3 months in isolation, that's better than Nico's best year in his career. In terms of KPR, in terms of rating, ADR, all of those numbers, he's blowing everybody in history out of the water.
They truly are both gunning for that #1 player spot in the world. So let's check in with both of them, courtesy of Donna.
Donk and Tenier, thank you so much for joining me. How are you feeling today?
How are we feeling today?
How are you feeling?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Okay. Donk, did you see the picture from you that was circulating everywhere, like the aura picture? Did you see it? Mm-hmm. What do you think about it?
I don't know, nothing.
You don't think it's cool?
Maybe cool, maybe not. I don't know. Like, to be honest, like the people react like it's cool, but I don't see anything in it. To be honest, just a photo.
Okay, yeah, fair. Dinner, how are you feeling today with the team? Because what I wanted to ask you, remember when we talked, I think a few months ago in EPL, you just joined Spirit, and the vibe looked really good. And I want to know, like, how they make you so comfortable, because it looks like you guys are really clicking.
We are feeling good. We are feeling a lot power today for show our performance, and our vibe very strong, and we will show good performance today.
Okay. Donk, you said in some interview that you're playing more for the team, if I'm not mistaken, and you're like even better now. You were incredible in the last game. So how are you doing it, and how does it make you play even better when you are helping your team as well?
Maybe I get more freedom, I would say, and I became more vocal than I was in previous rosters and like previous tournaments. So like it gave me a confidence that I can do like anything, but I have to do it with the team and structure like in our system.
Okay, that sounds great. And I also saw you were tapping Zwei's head after your game because he was so good. So how proud of him? How proud were you of him after this matchup, last matchup?
Yes, I was proud of him that he finally proved that he's an incredible player and he showed what he's capable of, and I think that's all. It was just a moment that I wanted to see.
Okay, and today you're playing against Vitality, and it's obviously one of the favorites, also reigning champions. Do you think it's the strongest opponent compared to the other teams that you're going to face today?
I think every team on this tournament very strong, and I really don't care of who against us.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guten Tag, sei wo?
Guten Tag.
I heard. Where did you learn that from?
Basic things. I mean, my mom was speaking German a bit, so that's what I learned.
Okay, at least something. So you're gonna face Spirit soon in the semi-finals, and you're one match away from another major finals. How does that feel?
Feel good, but like you say, we need to face Spirit first, so obviously it's not gonna be an easy matchup. So every time we face them, it's been always close and always been hard. So looking forward for the semi-final first.
Yeah. I mean, your quarterfinals went really smooth. You had a very dominant win against Mongols. What can you take from a match like this? If you went so dominant, is there still something you can learn for the next matchup?
I think what we can learn is doing the same thing as we did against Mongols, like the synergy, the communication, the individuality against them. So everything was kind of perfect for us. So obviously, always easy to say, but we want to do the same against Spirit now. But it's gonna be hard. There's Donk, Shiro, Spirit against us. So obviously, we need to be ready even more. So no, looking for a fun game.
Okay, I also wanted to talk about your current form, because I feel like you're peaking again, or at least in good form. And I remember when you guys lost a little bit of form, people were instantly jumping to criticize you and everything. But I think like that's part of the game, isn't it?
Of course, like you say, it's part of the game. It's always part of the losing part. We were winning for 6 months, and when we started a bit of losing, people were mad on us. So I think for us it's fine. I mean, we are not really looking for the fans. I mean, we are not here for that. So we are looking for us first to do the job. So right now we are in Somi, and we are looking to do the job again against Spirit. So obviously I won't say we don't care about the fans or about the criticisms, but obviously we want to do the best every time.
Okay, and something on the personal side, is anyone here from your family to support your friends?
All my family is there almost, so obviously it's been good to have them. Like I feel it's like Paris, everyone is watching me, so obviously it's been quite good to have this on stage. So now excited to play in front of them, in front of my friends, so really looking forward for that.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you.
Now, I don't want to start any arguments here, but I do have two very opinionated people up here on the desk, and there is one argument that we're all talking about. Who is the #1 player and who could potentially take it after this? Maui, where do you stand right now before we get into the semi-final?
Just to briefly preface it, we look at 2018, Device versus Simple. Device was the best player on the best team. He had more MVPs and EVPs than Simple. Simple was still the better player. He had more ADR, he had a higher rating, he had more kills per round. Donk has a greater difference than Simple versus Device in 2018 in terms of those numbers. Statistically, he is easily the best player. And yeah, he is lacking a couple EVPs, MVPs, but I'm taking Donk in a heartbeat, okay? This guy is the biggest difference maker on any team. You drop him into any roster in the world, and they instantly have the easiest T-side to work with ever. This guy is a monster at finding openers. He's doing things that we never thought entry fraggers would be able to do in the history of Counter-Strike. You had like Yekindar, you had Nico. This guy blows their best years out of the water in a bad 3-month stretch for Donk, okay? It's not close for me. Donk's the player of the year.
It's hard to disagree, to be completely honest. I do feel like Donk is the most influential player in the world. He's arguably the most impactful player in the world as well, as you described right here. The way that he's almost single-handedly carrying Spirit, the fact that we always speak about Spirit, you know, the fact that he can mask the differences they have within the team. Sometimes maybe the team play is not on par, but if you have a Donk playing well, you can make any team work out. I think he is the most impactful. He's also the best and the most skilled player, but it depends on what you value, because Saivu is winning all the trophies. Saivu is winning on what has been, you know, one of the greatest years a team of Counter-Strike has ever seen. We're speaking of Vitality, a team that has done, what is it, 16 or 17 events where the worst result they had was a semi-final, thanks to Saivu, thanks to the fact that he's consistently delivering every single time. Whereas for Spirit, let's be honest, the last 5 events kind of speaks against, you know, that impact coming out of Donk. So it's hard to disagree that Donk is the best Counter-Strike player in the world, and I think most people would agree, but in terms of who's going to win that title, I think that's still up for debate.
I guess the only area where I'd raise you or question you is how many trophies did Device have in that year? Because as Jacob points out, right, it's just been so damn consistent from Saivu and Vitality, and a streak that most teams could only dream of, right? Like, are we looking at similar numbers? Is there a big disparity?
In terms of MVP, EVPs in that year, Device had 13 and Simple had 10. So it was roughly 3 deep tournament finishes that went the way of Device over Simple. And if you look at it right now, Saivu has 4 more deep finishes at tournaments than Donk. So it's really close, but it's a very similar case than what we had in 2018.
Do you feel like this matchup could swing the pendulum at all, or is it already decided?
I would put it like this really quickly. I would say if Donk and Spirit win, he just is the player of the year. If they win the major, that is. If they win the major and he wins this MVP, he is guaranteed the player of the year. But if Vitality find another win and Saivu gets another win, well, 2 major MVPs is pretty hard to argue with.
That's the thing, right? I feel like not necessarily this matchup in isolation is going to dictate that, but whatever happens in the final for whoever wins right here is going to have a perfect case to claim the best player of 2025.
Anybody else that you want to be looking at before we do dive into the semi-final? Any other names that are jumping off the page for you?
I mean, the support caster, I feel like we have to mention them. Obviously, you have Shiro on one side with the AWP for Team Spirit. Also has had a great tournament. Doesn't really get that much credit for it right now because Sway has been stepping up and Donk is having a fantastic showing, but obviously a Shiro coming alive today, that's a must for Spirit if they want to beat Vitality. Robs, on the other hand, I feel like he's coming back to his usual self as well. Does feel like a big event player for me. Like coming into the major, Robs has had ups and downs. He's more like a seasonal player where certain times he's doing a good job, certain times he's falling a bit off, but I feel Robs so far this major has been playing some of the best Counter-Strike we can expect from him.
Well, with so much on the line, it's time to take a deeper dive into both our semi-finalists.
Вещи, как и для любого другого спортсмена.
Если какие-то у меня прям есть большие проблемы, то я очень с малым количеством людей могу это обсуждать. То есть это может быть наш ЦЕО, который мне дает всегда очень важные жизненные советы. И я к нему стараюсь прислушиваться. Это может быть также Сергей, потому что я считаю, что мы уже стали друзьями, по сути, много лет вместе и прошли большой путь, поэтому я с ним тоже могу обсуждать какие-то даже нерабочие моменты жизненные.
To be a family, to be a team, it's really key.
I think Vitality is more of like that family aspect where you just have that, it's so open within the team where I feel I can talk to anyone, whether it's a tactical side or whether it's maybe I'm struggling mentally, that we have so many options. It's not just one person we need to go to. It could be other players in the team, and yeah, I think when you've lived and have that experience throughout the whole the whole year together as well. Everyone has lived the same things. You can kind of share those ideas and how you can cope with different things, how you can work on different things, and I think that's the biggest thing for me.
People need to realize that we are between 25, 30 weeks away and together. So more with your teammate than your wife or even your children.
No one else can play for you. No one else. No one else.
You're tired, you are not at home, you would like to see friends, basically different people.
Ну, это колоссальное изменение. Можно начать с Дани. Это человек, который в стрессовых ситуациях, ему трудно было совладать со своими эмоциями. И это понижало шансы на то, как он будет играть последующие раунды, как будет играть команда. Он над этим сильно вырос, особенно за последний год. Ваня, который стал меньше аффектиться на то, сколько у него цифр в табе, то бишь убийств. Это Леня, который стал проще относиться к каким-то эмоциональным моментам от других его людей из команды. Что касается Димы, он больше сфокусирован на игре, а не на своих эмоциях. И Андрей, он в целом немножко другой ментальности, он меньше обращает внимание на какие-то сложные ситуации.
Мы стараемся сильно разделять личностную и профессиональную деятельность. Поэтому, когда мы находимся на каких-то турнирах и прочее, личностных каких-то разговоров, все больше о работе и профессиональной сфере. Просто отлично, просто живешь. Хороший коллектив, друзья, это круто.
Maybe we are old roster. It's a good advantage because they know how to work individually and also as a team. At the same time, can be a disadvantage because it means they have strong conviction, their own idea, etc. It's tough for them to move a bit.
I think for me personally, I'm always a pretty calm individual, so more my problem has been when it's that stressful moments where it's not going so well, I tend to get a bit more quiet just because I am so calm, and I think for individuals like Apex, he's already loud, but he'll get even louder. For me, it's always been a focus on trying to continue the communication, trying to keep talking, because it keeps you refocused, keeps you in the game.
Когда ты тренер, ты понимаешь, что с некоторыми проблемами ты сталкиваешься, ты пытаешься их исправить, и какие-то исправляются. А с какими-то ты должен мириться и за счет других определенных действий балансировать команду или людей. Ну, то бишь, ты, допустим, говоришь одно и то же около множества количества раз, и ты понимаешь, что это уже не меняется. При этом ты пробовал менять к этому подход. И тогда ты понимаешь, что эту ситуацию, вероятно, не изменить, и нужно ее балансировать за счет других вещей.
What we did the first part of the season, that's not normal. We were like, okay, let's try to win the next game, and how? The second part of the year, it was a bit different because we won everything. I think our expectations changed a bit, like, we have to win.
Well, I think Spirit are obviously a team that a lot of the times they could play really well together, and many of that is also on the individual skill.
Sway's trying to find timing, and then as he tucks back in, it's an easy one to Josuke. And the improvement for Sway tonight, much needed.
If Dong plays well and Sway has a good game or Shiro has a good game, they're playing like really well off each other.
It's an amazing team. I guess it's nice to play in front of crowd against them because in this year they have the era. They win 7 finals.
This season it didn't go well for them after they had the Zontix out. I think for them they're very eager to win this tournament because it's going to be like kind of a redemption.
Their play style, it's not easy play style.
They have a Donk and we have a Zayu, so it kind of clashes out. Both teams are going to get crazy rounds, so we just need to stick with what we know and hopefully it will be well.
We have reached the semi-finals of the major. You guys are ready for this action. We have 3 teams in this semi-finals who have lifted CS2 major trophies. And FaZe, as an organization back in Antwerp, they tasted that major victory themselves. But the pressure of this stage, when the lights hit, when you, the crowd, roars, even the very best, even the favorites can fall down and falter. We saw that yesterday with Furia. But now, it is about how they level up. We see rookies take to the stage and dominate. We see new stars being born. two best of threes are the final for the season, as tomorrow we make history and we get the first ever major best of 5 grand final. I knew you guys would like that. Now for Spirit, they rebuilt themselves and reloaded 2 new recruits. This is an organization vying to put themselves at the top of Counter-Strike, winning back in Shanghai and planning to do it here again. For Vitality, they are dominance defined. They have lifted 7 trophies in a row, 8 for this year. And those guys over there, they're gonna make a hell of a lot of noise if Vitality can lift back-to-back major trophies that only the gods of Counter-Strike can do. Then we have FaZe. You can call it magic, you can call it madness, but this team always impresses. They might be the fan favorite, but this is a team that doesn't give up. They've been in multiple grand finals, but could this be the time where they lift that trophy? Then we have, finally, Na'Vi! The first ever CS2 major champions. A dominant team, but they have fallen, and now they are trying to rise again. They are looking for redemption, and now they believe 6 months later, the Blade effect can kick in, and they have a chance of going better than anyone expected them, silencing all the doubters. So Budapest, I have one thing to ask you. Are you ready?
On stage, Team Spirit. On stage, Vitality.
Chopper, after Falcons, you said that it feels like you've seen a boss in Elden Ring. Another boss is right there. They've been slaying you all year. What do you have stored for us?
I think it's same line. I think we can win. Let's try.
Zway and multiple players in Spirit told us that whenever you cheer for them, they are playing so much better. So are you taking this responsibility today not only to call well as a captain, but to keep the atmosphere up in the ranks of Spirit?
I guess all is possible. We're here for a win.
Of course, and last thing is there are a lot of upsets already happening on this stage, and today you are underdog, so to speak. Does this play in your advantage, you think?
Not sure, we don't have any advantage. It's the best team in the world in this year, and we try to make our job best. That's it.
Chopper, I wish you good luck.
Apex. What do we think of this reaction today?
I don't know, it's both, I guess. It's booing and clapping. They don't know what to think about me, you know, so it's funny, it's good.
I know you enjoy it, but also I got to ask, the first game you played against Mongols, dominant, solid victory for the team. What does it tell you about the form that this Vitality have? Are you peaking at the right time like you want to do?
Maybe, I don't know. Today we'll answer that question, I guess. It was only a quarterfinal with the Mongols that I've played with a stand-in that never played on stage. Today, it's another story. We play against a really good Spirit, a team that showed a really good level since the beginning of the event. So once again, it's to focus on ourselves, giving our best, and yeah, trying to get that final spot tonight.
And looking at that, you said focus on yourselves. Have you focused on your individual level to come in a bit sharper as well and step it up from what you showed in that first game?
Yeah, I mean, if my teammate played the same way they played against Mongols, I guess it's already GG. But if I step up a bit more, it's gonna be helpful. I've been awful on the Mongols game, but that's life, that's CS. You need to reset, no time to cry, and now it's another day and another opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, man. Good luck. Mixed reactions from everyone in Budapest. Now there's a certain group over there. Let me start you off. What does it go? La 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 la. Okay. But there was some boos for Vitality and Apex at the same time. So there must be some Spirit fans! All right, let's try have some fun here. If I point to your side of the stage, I only want to hear this side, then this side, then this side. So get ready. Make some noise here! Over here! 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 All right, and now, one final time before we get into this semi-final matchup. It's Spirit, Vitality. Everyone, make some noise!
Two players who define modern-day Counter-Strike now clashing in this epic duel. Both know what it means to win, but also what it means to lose on a stage of this caliber. And today, this will not only decide who lives on in Budapest, but potentially who can tip the scales for the best player of 2025. We cannot understate, Jacob, how much is at stake in our first semi-final.
It's a massive game of Counter-Strike. As Maui said it, if you have Spirit being your second best team of the year, Vitality being the best team of the year, you have what arguably could have, should have, and maybe will be a grand final of a major someday in the future as well. Today's a semi-final, Mauri. You have to book your ticket into that best-of-5 grand final, and what stands your way, if you're looking at each opposition, is either Donk or ZywOo. We cannot hone in on it enough. Obviously, Counter-Strike is a team game. You need everyone to contribute, but when Donk is playing like this and ZywOo is playing like this, it is obviously a focus point.
And we see where our battleground will take place. We've got the pick of Mirage actually out of Vitality. I'm a little surprised by that one, actually. Spirit going for the Dust 2 over past Decider. Also a little bit of a shocker when we get there. But no, for the opener on Mirage there, that was the final map that these two teams played against each other in the recent Blast Rivals Hong Kong. And it went to overtime. I'm a little bit shocked that Apex, in the pregame interview for that Hong Kong game, said that the clear weak spot for Spirit is Nuke. And yet they don't actually go for it in the first phase there. So I guess he saw something that he liked in Spirit's earlier series at this event.
I'll tell you why they're not surprised and why I'm not surprised. They've played it 4 times versus Spirit in 2025, and Vitality have won every single time. Mirage has been part of that matchup in every single matchup they've had between the two, and every single time Vitality has come out as victories. Yes, they won in overtime last time around, but they also won 13-10, 13-8, and 13-11. So in that regard, I feel like Vitality are going into a map that they have very, very much success on when it comes specifically to Spirit.
Odds are looking very close if we look at our partner odds that were just flashing up there on screen. But we have all sided with Vitality. There's a couple of reasons probably for that. One of them has got to be the hot starts that they've been having here at the Major as well, right?
Yeah, we speak about, you know, best of ones. We speak about MR12. Now we're heading into a best of 3. But in isolation, every single map, the pistol and conversion is super, super important. Vitality, ever since losing the first 2 pistol rounds in the tournament versus FaZe in a game they lost in a best of 1, they won 11 out of 12 pistol rounds in this tournament against some of the greatest teams the game have to offer. They've been kings of hot starts. They're converting a fair few of them as well. So if that continues in here and they're going to win the vast majority of the pistol rounds, that's a massive win condition for Vitality and the boys.
I'm almost upset that I was forced to make a prediction in this one, if I'm being honest. Looking at the veto now, especially too, I feel like this is a little bit of a curveball from the Vitality side. A light one at that, but one where I think Spirit has looked great on Mirage. I think their T side looked reinvigorated. When they played against MOUZ, MOUZ were unsure where those bomb site hits were always going to end. So even if they don't have a great CT side start, I think Spirit can bring this one back.
Spirit versus Vitality, Donk versus ZywOo. It is time to get this semi-final started.
First semi-final, Team Spirit versus Vitality.
Unleash the beast. Good luck and have fun.
And so we sit ready to write an important chapter in the history books of 2025. This semifinal will be remembered as number 1 and number 2 go head-to-head in Donk versus ZywOo. There's a lot to prove on the big stage tonight.
There's amazing numbers for both of them. There's the match for ZywOo where he played against the Mongols, where he absolutely trampled them and showed us exactly how powerful he's ready to be in this playoffs. And in ZywOo's career, there have been Vitality having one easy run back at Paris, then a harder run at Austin, and now the hardest possible playoffs that we've seen ever at a major, and ZywOo starts off strong. Now that draw, playing against the Mongols, may be one of the more favorable ones. The question is, you know, we saw Mongols play so incredibly well to take out G2 to get their place in playoffs. So for Vitality to make them look like light work, obviously in retrospect, that makes it feel like, oh, with Control as they were too green, there was no chance for them to actually win. But in reality, if we saw Mongols play against another team in this top 8, you know, could they have made Falcons choke? Could they have beaten MOUZ on a good day? We don't know. That's what we're here to find out in this match with a step up in competition like Spirit.
It's a step up in competition, but it's also a head-to-head that I think they enjoy, right? Map pool, Strong versus Spirit. Most recent game, Strong versus Spirit, got close, but that was still the Vitality that we had questions about in regards of their ability to get back to winning ways. you know, they don't pick it up in Hong Kong. There's no hiding that, but it did still show us that Vitality are here to play at the end of the year. And, you know, there was a moment in this season where we were contrasting Vitality to Astralis, and we wanted all those records to be broken. The one thing they can still chase, back-to-back major champions. It's been a long time since it's happened, Launders, but that's the dream that they chase, and they've got to get through Spirit if they want to solidify it here in Budapest.
My favorite new Swedish proverb, no one is tired the day after victory. And what we see from Vitality, who have been pushed to the limits and are the team who have the most excuses for why they might be burnt out, exhausted, overdone when it comes to all their runs throughout the season, making it to every grand finals and winning most of the time. And the team that, even in the second 6 months, have still made the highest average placings of any roster in the top 10. They're the team who now, on these last 2 days, it doesn't really matter what you have left in the tank. You can see the finish line now. They will find stamina to pick it up and show us June CS here for this major. Nothing matters now from what you've seen from Vitality on their worst days, or how they could lose to G2 in a grand finals. Like, that to me isn't going to be a factor in this match versus Spirit. I think we're going to get the best Vitality we've ever seen.
There's a lot of discussion back in the quarterfinals as well, when it boiled down to who could handle the pressure, who would be able to do it on the major stage. Isn't it funny how with these two great rosters, that conversation has kind of faded into the background? It feels like we have that talk with quarterfinals, but then once we get to semis, we start discussing the possibility of being the champion. You know, they shed that weight, and they just hopefully have the level of Counter-Strike that it would take to go up versus the other Goliath on the other side of the stage.
It's a major that this playoffs, we've just had too many stories. It's impossible to follow every good narrative because there's just a million. Like, we're obviously so lucky to have that, and it's crazy that a team like Vitality, I feel like, are even being under-talked about.
We know how it works, this kind of tournament. We know how to win this tournament because we are a fucking great team, okay? You fucking insane, guys. Let's fucking play as a team, okay? Let's fucking go, guys!
There will be a lot of swearing today.
We welcome it.
A lot of motivational words. And, you know, that might be the deciding factor. I think all else equal, the great CS that we're going to see from Spirit, the great CS that Vitality will show us, all Xtaz and Hallie are going to try to do is make sure that they can cultivate those moments again. Just make sure you play your best CS. It's not about reaching a new level for either of these teams. It's about having your best day in the most important situation.
Easier said than done.
When we talk about Sway, I mean, there's no one on Vitality that has had form like Sway and then suddenly shows up and gets an ace on 2 maps.
Yeah.
Well, there's more questions about Spirit than there are for Vitality. You know, if you do what Sway did in that last series versus Falcons, you're a god. But the difference between a guy who does that in one series and the guy who does that all the time, that's the whole secret, is consistency. You know, if we're going to get that in back-to-back playoff matches, I don't know. We already had Magic's Magic back at Shanghai in the grand finals. Can Lightning strike twice for his way is another question.
I think that's the beauty of major Counter-Strike, is that when we really get to when the lights are brightest, sometimes you don't see the superstar coming. You know, and we want to talk about being a consistent superstar. That's great when you're talking about accolades in a season of Counter-Strike. There's 2 matches left for any team remaining in this tournament to lift that trophy. 2 matches. And if you want to have your moment, the best, say, map of your career, like Sway did in the quarterfinal, that's a hell of a time to have it. Are we going to look to Tanir? Is Donk going to take over? What about the Shiro clutches that we've had to yet really mention? You know, there are more pieces to Spirit as the challengers, I'd say.
Just the fact that it was an environment that we could see Sway be so successful in tells us a lot. I think that we know now, seeing that situation, that it's possible. That's the first step, right? The question is it possible? But then we remember, Sway's already got a Cologne with Team Spirit. No, he wasn't playing that well in that Cologne run. But to lift the trophy, that says more than anything else.
Well, thank you for your patience. Budapest, 2 semifinals and a best-of-5 grand final is all that remains. I look around and I see a hell of a crowd ready to get this game going. So, one more time, let's hear you roar!
This thing is packed out.
Vitality and Spirit, and Donk wants into the action the first chance he can. Oh! 3 kills down, but a 1v4 demanded of him.
What was that, Pimp? 11 out of 12 pistols in this event so far for Vitality. Well, it looks like that trend might be broken unless Mezzi can pull out the clutch of a lifetime. That's Donk waking up warm. Straight out the microwave into the server here on Mirage. Even with ZywOo's fantastic, unbelievable performance versus Mongols, that didn't even catch him up to the stats that Donk has put out still.
Mezzi just trying to catch it on the jump.
You know what?
Everybody else is far off. I mean, Mezzi's pregame conversation is all about composure. And look at that CT run into the cover. This is going to give Mezzi the space he needs to plant. It's not the space he needs to win necessarily, but bomb down, that's half of the job done. Money in the coffers. And they give him a good amount of space as well to try to reposition. He cuts down Chopper, and Shiro's going to end it right then and there before we get too exaggerated.
I mean, Donk is just sitting there like, just please don't blow this situation. It's a great plant out of Mezzi, to be honest. That round looked like there was absolutely no chance to get a way back in. And yeah, for Spirit, they start off with a pistol. This is a huge 3K out of Donk. Supported, well supported by Chopper's flash. We won't just walk by that. Arm and hammer, those two. By comes in off the fact that Mezzi put together that bomb plan. But with that knowledge, Shiro's got it up. I, for the life of me, can't see Spirit just closing this game based on what we saw from Vitality. But with a pistol, if they get the hot start that Vitality get in every single game, then we can talk. Then maybe we got something interesting.
I mean, Jacob brought up that pistol success stat for Vitality. So just to see this one go the other way is something to work with. Oh, God, Tanir burns out.
That was such a great Molotov. He hit him with the dink. And
just at the end,
it was
right?
Just 14 HP.
And look at the way the Vitality just sulk back into their cover. You know, job's kind of halfway done with that opening kill through the window.
It's a wild-looking position. You've actually got Robs camping out 3 players who are rotating quietly around him, and Chopper doesn't realize all the action's coming in his direction.
That smoke is temporary. 55 seconds. Guns, of course, afforded by that bomb plant in the round prior. This is a very real threat for Chopper. He can kind of feel it coming, so chucks that nade out just in case and will do damage.
Great rotations, actually.
Shiro standing back here. That's not a scout either. Full on off in round 2, and so he connects. Donk's gonna collect a headshot as well. There's more than just Chopper within this bomb site. What could have just been a frag grenade and an MP9 pressing into Vitality winds up being a rock-solid defense. Team Spirit off of the off, and Donk sitting in that site make sure that Vitality's purchase is all in vain.
We had the honor of casting the Spirit victory over Falcons, where they kind of forced them to, you know, mess that game up. They made a comeback happen on Dust 2. They looked super solid overall. To be honest, it was on many levels that happened, right? That was a 2-0. One of those levels was the fact that Team Spirit's preparation looked fantastic. Team Spirit's prep, it really stood out in a game where individual level also was hard to ignore. Obviously, Donk was great, but the fact is, the Halley pauses, the preparation, the nuke game plan that we saw in that match, that spoke volumes.
That's half of Apex gone, not gonna get as much as he would have wanted. That Molotov last round was a great way to kick off. This time he's just shoved right back into the underground. ZywOo's Desert Eagle misses towards connector. And Team Spirit, well, specifically Donk, always happy to kind of push that limit. So he'll float out here, not alone, with Tanir up above him to cover.
I love him watching this smoke. We've seen so many antics at this major. Pushing through a smoke when another team is nervous.
Yeah.
Always the best time to do it, and everybody's nervous. So keeping a close eye on it.
Well, here we have it. Zwei, standout performance in the quarterfinal. Had us talking about him in all new heights, and so he'll sit here very much alone to just try to stave off some pistols. I think Zue's somebody who would really benefit from just getting a nice, clean, multi-frag hold. Guarantee that 3-0 start for Spirit, but he keeps his head tucked. The utility damage is strong, and Tanir's pretty quick on the scene. Zwei cuts Robs off this one. It is damn near instant.
No plant this time.
Chopper to the top of middle to get that last one. Team Spirit have come out swinging on Mirage.
Yeah, big time. We're gonna keep an eye on Zwei. You're gonna watch for these moments, because again, it's You know, this is a game of floor to ceiling, right? It's a game of Vitality. They have both, by the way, both teams. It's just the only thing missing. If Vitality have a floor and a ceiling, Spirit have a ceiling, the only thing that's missing is Spirit's floor. The only reason that they made this semis, because they solved that. We'll see if it was ephemeral, if it was permanent. We'll see if Sway's going to rise to the challenge. But the fact is, he didn't push out of the sights to get those clips. He did exactly what he was supposed to do as an anchor. He didn't do anything gimmicky to find those frags.
Oh, okay. Love that. Donk opening kill through the side of smoke. Again, the pressure remains thick in middle. Even if Donk's not putting himself on a platter to get frag back.
Man, you just can't kick off with a 5v4 that easy. There's no response, and you can't really blame Vitality for letting that happen, but the fact of the matter is they've got to make something of it. You can't have a quiet, low-energy map and then, you know, just keep slowly losing 5v4s. There must be a response. It's another round where, when things go wrong, they try to bring it back to Chopper.
Trying to play up with the timing. You know, Chopper's had a lot of assistance so far on these holds. This time he's very much alone, and okay, seems to not be an issue. Now we get that scramble from the catwalk player. Tanir wants to come and help. And Flamesy kind of stalled out as he throws down the util, finds the headshot quickly, but that secondary piece. It also buys time for others to rotate in, and Tanir finds that longer range headshot, and the bomb is dropped towards Van. Vitality had a chance to pounce off of the Chopper frag, but nothing really comes of it thereafter.
You got to stop the hemorrhaging right now for Vitality. Like, you clearly, it's like an energy thing. Shout out to Chopper for finding a way to deny that first peek, though. That would have been a way into the site. That would have been a bomb plant. That would have been something interesting.
Team Spirit, 4 rounds up, give 1 bomb plant over in the pistol. That is it.
Handicap, like getting a a pistol in a first few rounds, that sort of equalizes, I feel like, the chances of the game. Maybe this gives us the most interesting possible result. What we're hoping for, 24 rounds on all 3 maps, of course.
It's what you'd hope for, it's what you'd expect, but some days that gap just grows unexpectedly. And right now, we're talking about a Vitality that have 5 kills in this game. 5 kills total.
Yeah, someone might tell you, like, don't get worried about that. It's just this early. No, like, if you've seen any of the Vitality games, they haven't had anything like this.
Correct.
To kick off a match.
Well, well, well.
I mean, love the rotations on round 2. Instant 3K on the pistol from Donk to kick things off. Like, the frags look excellent for Team Spirit. The rotations look good, too. The opening kills are in their favor. Vitality only get a bomb plant when Mezzi's in that 1-on-3 in the first round. Rough for Zywoo to die to a spam at the moment where he's probably feeling the most motivated. He's like, all right, let's change things.
Start.
Instantly take him out.
Get the game on.
And
it's kind of what Zywoo was hoping to do.
Yeah, and Zywoo's not a guy who reads social media, but I think it comes to him a little bit. He knows what's going on, and the conversation around him and Donk, I'm sure it's reached him to some degree. I mean, he knows, Donk knows there is going to be a lot at stake in this match with those conversations between them.
I know who I'd rather be at the moment. Donk sitting pretty 6-1. Zywoo, 1 kill, 4 deaths. And sure, chalk it up to just getting spammed down on the side of that smoke, but it's the fact that it's the head-to-head between Donk and Zywoo that kind of adds a little salt to that wound, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's commander damage, Connor.
Well, let's see what kind of a command Apex can stir up. We had that pregame interview with Mezzi just saying, like, I'm always kind of this calmer, cooler guy. I know that I can't let my communications break down, but then when franticness and stress comes into the equation, Apex kind of gets frothier, louder, more frustrated, and that's just kind of his cruising altitude. I think he just lives life up there. And a guy like Mezzi on the other side of that spectrum, somehow you've got to find a middle ground between these pieces. And that's one thing that I think has fallen away for Vitality as their losses started to stack up, was that the connective tissue between the players in the team, it just looked like it weakened. They talked about it a couple of times. we're not able to keep up to Apex right now. Apex could make the best calls ever, but the rest of us just can't get on the same page. And that's that, I think, almost unquantifiable element of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, we've seen some very human moments from a lot of the best teams so far at this event, and there are big games where they probably all could visualize themselves winning. But the biggest trick can be to skip to the grand finals when you haven't even made it through the third stage, the quarters, whatever it is. And, you know, Apex has had some self-awareness and said, well, yeah, I haven't played great. I know how to get back to my A game. He's obviously proved it a million times over. We've seen Spirit seize up.
Sure.
We've seen Vitality seize up a little bit sometimes, and that's why form is king. Who's good? Who's got it today? Who had the right conversations? Who had that perfect breakfast? Who had a good night's rest? And who came in stress-free? Modesty said sometimes stress is just something you put on yourself, and you can choose how much to put on yourself.
Let's see if Vitality can shake the gunk off coming into round 5. Solo, AK Rops, Tech9s, and Deagles for the others. This is a team that's supposed to be threatening with rounds like these, and they remain adamant about taking over middle. You know, that's where we saw one time the Molotov track down Tanir. It's also where ZywOo's been spammed out through the window before he could even take a look at Team Spirit. So they have to be cautious, and this time as they are on that approach, they'll find nothing. Team Spirit very happy to just give this space over in the 5th. Gonna smoke off bottom connector as we near the minute mark, and Shiro on the other side of all this. If he opens that up, oh, not only does he almost expose himself to the off shot, but he just kills Apex straight up. So down goes the rifle. Rob's cleared out before he can get anything done with it. Nobody's been able to pick that up just yet.
It's not even that. They don't even have the bomb.
Shiro sitting just outside of connector as everybody still sits here, like you said, without the bomb. ZywOo's Deagle shot, yeah, a bit of X factor, but what more can come from this?
They've got to go back and get it. I mean, if they have any chance of doing anything, unless they're just planning to die. So that'll be picked back up. Don't like that it's an afterthought, but it isn't a full buy round. Time's going down. Looks like it'll just be a scoop to get into connector.
We got this crossfire between the Berettas and Donk.
Oh, they have forgot about this. Totally.
ZywOo's going to be back turned. Oh, hold on. Mischance momentarily. Donk's here to pick up the slack. Mezzi is on for the clutch. Tagging Chopper twice, but not between the eyes. 10 seconds. Mezzi takes the sprint, and this ticket player is going to lock it in. Or is he? Oh, there was just barely enough time that maybe he hits that, and we'll see with the bomb plant. Mezzi tries to keep it close. And, you know, you go back to him getting the plant and the pistol, another moment here to get something more of the round, but we look at the scoreboard, that's 5-0 for Spirit.
You want some X Factor, absolutely, and there are a couple missed shots, and it's a last-second gesture here for Vitalities. They pick up the bomb late. I mean, Mezzi shows us what he can do in this moment, and that's the only reason I say, even though it's not a full buy, get that bomb early. Like, give yourself a chance to actually make a win happen if you get kills like that. And it's a small moment to put a microscope on, but right now it's like one of 3 or 4 moments that make me worried for Vitality.
Well, guns back in for the full squad at least.
Oh, come on.
Donk is right back at it.
There's another opening kill for Donk.
This time on Flamesy. He'll be lucky that, well, ZywOo's still alive, but the pieces fall all around him. Untradeable moment there for Apex as he just tiptoes his way to connector. Pressure here for Chopper, but support's already behind the arch, and Mezzi's unable to get that finishing blow on Chopper. So utility sails in. That's indicative of the support that Spirit already have inside of this bomb site. This is Vitality's map pick, but this CT side is looking like a comfort zone for Spirit.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, Vitality can take over middle when it's given to them. As soon as Team Spirit want to fight back into it, it's not even close. They get the first kill. They shove Vitality back. This is looking like the first half of $1 Million Baby here for Vitality.
Everybody's still waiting for this semifinal to start. Chopper's got the confidence to take that walk towards Mezzi.
They have the time. They have the time to go for something like that.
You get this rotation towards market somewhat. Donk actually having kind of second thoughts, leans towards ticket. So it's going to be on Shiro, and it's going to be on Tanir. And that flash finds Shiro only momentarily. Vision regained, and he awaits this Mezzi step. That is a huge opening kill from Mezzi. Cap players join up. And so Vitality find their space, enough to squeeze, again, a bomb plant out of the round. And it's not just Mezzi operating on his own this time. You've got support in the form of Ross. Oh, Mezzi over top, catches Zway, and so Donk's tasked to clutch. And as he takes that jump out through the window, Ross has got it. Vitality find their first round, and they've got to fight tooth and nail to get into that B-bomb site.
Seemed like no big issue for Chopper to push at that moment. When Tanir snuck into Van, it felt like that was the golden move because they came up Cat, didn't see him go there. But Mezzi puts together this frag on Shiro. One bullet between the eyes, and you could see him readying up his peak. He knew it was an opera holding him from the market. Absolutely insane shot. Vitality are in the game. They don't care how they get the round. They just needed to get on the board.
That's one.
And maybe after getting this win a little earlier than expected, they go into attack pause. It's not around that Spirit want to think too much about, I feel.
No, especially when you've already seen good setups inside of that B site. You know, it'd be one thing if this was like a pain point so far, but Chopper unable to do it all on his own this time. Tanir was close. You kind of see Chopper's disbelief in that bomb site falling as it did. Reliably, that B bomb site has held the majority of its tests.
I wouldn't change that much if I was Spirit in that spot. The op is supposed to get that kill every day of the week. Shiro put himself in a good spot. Again, every time it's been B, the rotations have been really solid. So I think they had to, you know, they were chewing on granite to get into that site. It was a lot of kills that had to come, and they just got them all. Hallie trying to refocus them instantly.
Trying to get momentum building off of that one round.
When you've got French players, you know it's a game of emotion, and I think like mentally you've got to get into it to build momentum. That's what Apex needs.
Just before this one starts, that headshot from Mezzi onto Shiro.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say even before he got this round, that when Vitality feel a little bit dysfunctional, having a slightly off day, it's like Mezzi, who's like the one guy I feel like who brings in saving moments.
Yep.
We've seen that happen too much. Oh, that was such a good idea. Shot is missed, however. Goodness, they would have loved to get an opening kill. And
it's not Mezzi's kills. Sometimes it's just his motivation. Kind of takes the reins of leadership when push comes to shove. Donk just happy to continue fighting for top middle.
Oh, the smoke. What happened?
I don't, it bounced underneath the boxes by the looks of it. No, it looked like the trajectory went underneath the, I don't know, that's weird.
All right.
Yikes, not a good day to be flamesy. You've already been bested by Donk without putting a fight up. This time you're sitting on 9 HP.
I was gonna say, you just, you know, after missing that opening shot, you just don't want to give Spirit another quick 5v4. That just kills the clock so badly. You can't end up in the situation you were last round. Must have just thrown it just a touch too far. Sometimes it's between the fire.
Donk's got free lines still in middle and support off both catwalk and inside connector. So you could have tried to fight around, but those flashbangs announcing Vitality's intentions at 35 seconds. Donk is on the scene. He hears them dropping off of Tetris. Shiro's going to clip one with that AWP, still wary of the player up in Palace. Man advantage for Spirit off of Donk and Shiro's efforts. And Zway's going to make sure that that one lurk mid is shut down. It is all about Ticket. It is all about Shiro. Him and Chopper side by side yet again will rock Vitality's world without even a bomb plant.
We get split-second decision-making out of Team Spirit. They've got their eyes open. They're watching everything. That lurk from Apex was incredibly obvious. He was spotted in an underpass. He was trying to draw some aggro so his team could get out of A ramp. And even though Donk only gets the one kill there, he puts so many bullets in the right direction. He softens up 2 targets. And this retake just looks dead simple. Unfortunately, like, It's fundamentally sound Counter-Strike from Vitality, but it's not that interesting.
Right, and it just doesn't feel like it's enough to break through this Spirit at the moment. Whoa, he
leg
landed
shot.
that.
Yeah.
Apex sent back down into underpass. Just feels so flat from Vitality. You look up and down that scoreboard for Spirit, and you just see win conditions flying off the page.
Yeah.
They've provably been able to shut attacks down on both sides of the map. Middle feels like only belongs to Vitality when Spirit let them have it.
Just hate how quiet the map is for most of the time, and no secret idea happening. They've got the B split coming in. Again, this is where the rounds have got the most intense, closest. Or one success here for Vitality, but the rotations have always been good. Donk is already making the long trip around.
Just trying to bolster sight and time again. There's that commitment. Clean shooting from Chopper to finish off what Donk started. But Mezzi, man, this guy has been cracking open this bomb site for his team. He tries to do it again. Donk on arrival with a double. ZywOo from the van. That's going to take down the IGL of Spirit. Donk slips over towards the garbage can. Great distraction by ZywOo to set Mezzi up for his second.
Sway's hit the jump.
We go to another 2 versus 2. Sway coming in with 100 health. Shiro down to 10. Certainly not ideal. Critical moment here for Vitality to try to keep these round wins going back and forth. That's the challenge offered, and that's the triple kill for Mezzi. Shiro waiting for a line, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to step into this.
It's that early dink from Apex, and he doesn't have the HP to fight against this.
Onto the save.
Man, it's Mezzi again by a hair. He pulls out these frags. It's a 3K for him. Another lifeline for Vitality. A round they shouldn't have won. A round where the rotations came through. You see the X is over on the B site. Everyone was here, but Mezzi got the opening kill entering into the B site as well. Not just that closing one to open up that cat exit.
I'm glad that you brought him up. When things get rough for Vitality, Mezzi digs deep.
But it's a buoy, right? It's like something to grab onto. They're looking, you can't win this game off of life rafts. You have to be able to win more sustainable rounds. I mean, they can't just get dominated in mid. They can't give up every 5v4. They can't just lose mid, then go to an A split. Like they have to have something a bit different. We're talking about Vitality here.
And here's to hoping that that's just enough runway to at least recover this half, right? To win is one thing, but get enough rounds on this half, maybe something gets inspired as they switch over to the defense. Right now, Mezzi finding room in this B bomb site for Vitality to at least fight for their tournament lives and major dreams.
Every kill here makes the difference. One miss from Mezzi, and that could easily be a recovered situation for Team Spirit. Mezzi doing everything.
Yeah, 10 frags to his name, 8 kills for the rest of Vitality combined. So 4 rounds go back and forth. That's going to chew through a lot of the economy of Spirit. And yet the buys keep on coming. Shiro still stable with that AWP. ZywOo, I mean, it makes sense, right? Dog's been confident inside connector, inside of window, looking for these early points of contact. But it's not there to pull on this time around. Yet again, Spirit just kind of giving a little bit of space over. Damn, Tanir burned all the way down to 40.
He's getting hot. Another molly could be coming his way.
Oh, no, Flamesy opts not to throw it. Gives it over to Apex, so he'll burn Tanir, hopefully, into the open.
Let's see if the second layer of this molly will be enough.
We'll just see if it sends him out the door. If it had, then you know Flamesy's ready to kill him. Yes, sir, it's right there. Nicely done, good zoning between the two Vitality players. They figure out that puzzle to get the opening kill on Tanir, and this is a round where Donk's already down to a quarter health.
I mean, I love this. It's a good start. Go get the bomb.
Right, again. Oh, God, again. Another moment where Vitality just kind of mosey out onto the battlefield.
It's hard to keep the ideas going and get more map control, and you don't have the bomb. They can go back and get this A split.
Missed.
Oh, great move for Sway.
Sway right there for
flash.
But in that moment, they also walk out from the ramp, so as they cross over towards default, you know about Sway's position, an anchor that you'd usually find within the bomb site. Look how confident Robs is that there's nobody over really towards Ticket nor Triple. He will zone Sway out of this one, and we get Vitality with a man advantage on the hunt for consecutive round wins.
Nothing silly here, just a plant on default. No one in CT to defend against this. Vitality have cooked up another round, it looks like. No chance for the retake.
Okay. right? Just enough for Mezzi. Just enough to crack open the possibility of a half still. Collect those rounds one by one, reopen the threat of this first half.
They were hunting down one idea, and that's get the 5v4 in mid. They left the bomb back because they want a default kill. I respect that so much because that's what they're trying to take that away from Spirit, because Spirit can look back on this half and say every time they went into a default, we always came out on top. Force them into an exec that didn't look that interesting. And so, yeah, Vitality attack their demon head on. They win this way. They keep lots of players alive, and they look to make a real recovery in this half now. They don't look amazing yet, but they bought themselves a lot more time.
You know, and the question was, are Mongols just a stepping stone, and Vitality haven't really had to kind of power up in this major?
You know, the scare was was Na'Vi before they even got here.
Yes, sir.
Where, yeah, they barely won those games. Like, and that's because obviously, as we saw yesterday, Na'Vi have been playing well.
That was their test, but it came earlier on. You know, a little bit of ease creeps into your mind with the Mongols. Now you're starting to fight versus a team that really wants this. And so Team Spirit still with that 3-round lead. Team Spirit still with guns because of the nature of their early success. But Vitality, there is a pulse. In a semifinal that was starting to feel like they were going to start with a flat line. A chance to run away with this. It's a broken Spirit on the other side. And it's ZywOo who hunts top middle. Really hoping that Spirit make a move, huh? This is just a lot of Vitality looking to be reactive.
I mean, Spirit, they're very active in the beginning, but I don't think they feel they need to. I think they're right as well. They don't necessarily need to. The push isn't coming. We'll see if the CTs get nervous about this. Vitality really trying to lay a trap. This feels like how Na'Vi pulled out a lot of the rounds yesterday versus an over-eager Falcon, or Furia, excuse me.
Does this feel, though, like the kind of round that Vitality should be trying to tap into when we've seen struggles across the board?
It just doesn't look like Vitality.
No, and so trying to get in past Tanir in a moment. He's just going to keep this one tucked in. He's got Donk to try to take any cover over, and Tanir comes out with his. Donk's tethering's great. That's man advantage for Spirit. Stalls things out towards middle. Bomb still amongst that pack that is going to look to push past jungle while it remains smoke. Donk could just dive back in, but eating that flash gives timing back over to Vitality. Sway presses up, and there it is. They spring that trap set within the A site, and I ask, was that the kind of round that this version of Vitality playing tonight could have really hoped to bank on? I don't think so.
Yeah, they've just instantly regressed, right? I mean, the problem with playing it late into the round, objectively, for any team, no matter how comfortable a team is that it's Counter-Strike. In a round, things can go wrong. It might not be your fault. If something goes wrong late into a round, now you don't have time to fix it. And that's what happens here. It's the perfect trap inside of Connector. How wise is it for Team Spirit? Take Tanir off of Cat, put him into Connector for that round. It was Vitality laying a trap for them inside of mid, didn't find a single push, and then Team Spirit to catch him off guard on their late round idea. You never even see Vitality go that slowly into a Connector split.
Spirit have looked far more dynamic, far sharper at each of the individual levels. I mean, this is a CT side that just keeps moving before Vitality can put their finger on the problem, really. I don't even call this a scramble from Vitality. It's barely a squirm. Again, Bomb still sitting outside of apartments. You're going to try to get towards Connector once again, but there is just a certain disjointedness in Vitality today. Luckily, ZywOo finds that great opening shot onto Shiro. Donk's not going to go down in vain. But the pressure is on this A site. Flamesy has to go back and recover that bomb. Never part of this opening move. Tanir slips into this smoke, close proximity to the threat of Vitality, and he will find that Mezzi headshot damn near instantly.
No punish here. Robs can't see it.
Trying to find a way out through Palace. Bomb has been picked up and comes back towards middle, trying to join up alongside ZywOo, who's looking to hunt down Tanir. Robs finds way. That's the big one. ZywOo's no-scope, point blank. And so Vitality's recovery starts to feel real again. Chopper burned off of his attempt to run out through jungle. Labored effort once more for Vitality, but by God, it may have just got them a fourth round.
Yeah, they've been forcing this type of round. Here it works again, so they pick one up at the end. Chopper, he's sitting around, 1-on-3, time's ticking down. He's not really entertaining the idea. No nades, no kit. Tanir, I assume he must have been spotted slightly inside of that smoke. Zywoo took that shot. But it's a couple of good kills from Zywoo, who's really been a slow starter in this game. That'll be his 4th and 5th.
We don't get to see exactly how it happened, but Zwei dying to the palace push out of Rops. I mean, that also had to be critical as the jungle frags were coming out. Both sides of that bomb site fall.
Wow, that's
all
quite
off
a shot.
Zywoo's opening shot. Shiro sitting on the angle hasn't given us a reason to doubt him so far this map.
That is quite an incredible angle clear out of Zywoo, actually. Single slope, that range. Yeah, okay. So Tanir tries to get a little too cute with it, tries to come back through the smoke that he already pushed through once. But he is right. That, you know, his play kind of makes or breaks that round, essentially, after Shiro dies back in CT spawn. So it's been a very tenuous game. If Vitality get 5 playing like this, I think they'll be actually quite proud with themselves. It's a mixed bag of weapons right now for Spirit. They've got the important ones, though.
Howie burning that second timeout here in the final round of a CT side.
I think he smells blood in the water. He senses that this could be a crushing half, and that's what the message he wants to send to Vitality before the break.
Get that 8-4 secured. This is a 5-0 start for Spirit, and Vitality looked like a corpse. May not be the kind of Counter-Strike that would win a major just yet, but they are powering up. That much undeniable with 4 rounds secured.
That's a huge call out. Nade that early.
Right on the money.
Right to the toes of Flamesy. Zywoo, can he get another great shot? Oh.
Chance for Zywoo. That could have been Chopper in a coffin. Second one also not on target. Tanir eating
that volley.
Here comes the pressure. Oh, they step up to it and shut it down. Team Spirit, this is how it started. Convincing B-site holds. It was only Mezzy that was able to crack it open late. And now Rops will try his hand at the cap push. It's a 2 versus 5 they have to play for. 5th round needed here by Vitality, but a crushing blow. And I think, like you said, called out with that first frag grenade. Early nade, well placed. Stop Vitality in their tracks, and their struggles on this T side will continue at the close.
They're going to squeeze this round for all it's worth. This is Vitality. You got Robs in a late round situation in the brain of the team coming in to the right side right now. Maybe they can do something.
See if they can come together again. It was a 2 versus 4 that Rops and Mezzy were able to pull out of the hat for one of these 4 rounds, but with Shiro cutting Rops off, it's going to have to all be the captain and not even a bomb plant. Dawn's pressure remains high. Spirit's success remains enough to crush this Vitality team, who are praying for a strong start in that second pistol. A much anticipated semi-final and a much anticipated vitality in these playoffs because we wanted to see them push to their limits. We wanted to see what would happen with a challenger in the server. And it's safe to say that tonight, Spirit have brought that challenge.
They showed up, they knew the assignment. I'm seeing what we saw in the quarters day versus Falcons right now again. What I'm not seeing is Vitality playing against Mongols in the same maps.
We have good fucking
We got Mirage again.
We know we have strong CT as well.
And once again, it's always Mezzy when
Right.
things are
Yes,
a little
it is.
bit off. He's the one, the voice of reason to try to get the motivation back in line.
Here comes Shiro's P250.
And Mezzy takes a big bullet. He's down to 27 health. And this actually is an idea towards B. Whenever we didn't see a single fake, by the way, from Vitality.
To be entirely honest, Launders, we didn't see a whole lot from Vitality.
Yeah.
Shots from Robs, gets there. Felt like that could have been way cleaner, but either way, it's man advantage for Vitality's pistol round retake. Sneer looking to get into it. Sway taps out a second, and Mezzy looking to be the hero yet again. Apex's late arrival on the catwalk. Remember, we still have Shiro over towards that A-bomb site. CT's trying to push this in before that third piece arrives. Sway into the triple kill.
Oh, he's
low
moving.
HP for Mezzy. 6 health over towards the bench. How is he ever going to get this figured out with only 2 bullets left in the gun? 3 players surround him. A reload in the middle of it all, but Shiro's got it locked, and Spirit takes second pistol.
Forget about it. Sway's moving like that. That's all Team Spirit are going to need. What was that, Pimp? 11 out of 12 pistols for Vitality, and yet 0 and 2 on this match. Don't tell me something's not wrong. That's standing out like a sore thumb. They get pieced up by Sway in this spot, quick and easy, and it doesn't matter that he dies. The message has already been sent. The round is already over. Team Spirit are in pole position. It's not enough on so many different fronts. I don't even know where to start here for Vitality.
Boy, Apex, that'll be a freebie. Sway.
They found the stack, though.
Yeah, exactly. At least you can follow through with this A hit and then barring Flamesy going God mode.
And no Molly under. Okay.
Chopper hits him with the jumping Mac-10, so that's going to be a lot of space created. Shiro going to play it passive, finds the back of the one Bombus. And so now Robson Zaiwu going to have to come up clutch, but cut down instantly. Sure, throws way to his own death. Let him be mincemeat towards B. You take A site at a 10th round with it.
We've seen FaZe bring out some new stuff in playoffs, and that's how they impressed and won their game versus Mouse. We're seeing Team Spirit bring it. When did they scout like that on Mirage? Like, as if it's Inferno.
Sure.
I love that. I mean, there's just no question now. Zway's death confirmed all that presence. It's an easy A hit. It's 4v1 or whatever the play is. With the lurk involved as well at the top of mid. Everything's in place. Every T is crossed, every I dotted for Team Spirit. I got no notes for them.
Yeah, what about one last frag for the road? Maybe not. Robs hangs on to that one. 3 players still strong for Team Spirit. Again, at this point, you're just looking for the rounds because the map win is not too far off. And a silver lining in the form of an MP9 is not going to inspire a lot of hope for Vitality.
I'd be confused as to what to say if I was Xtaz, because it's sort of a where do you start situation. You know it's just not you. You know that it's going to be the most trite interview ever. Oh, we just didn't wake up. Oh, we just didn't log on to the server, whatever. And it's all going to be accurate too. That's just going to be what it is. I lied. I said they were going to be playing June CS, Austin CS. It's not looking like it. Not yet, at least.
P9 to the corner, 5-7 on the top of it, but nothing for Flamesy. And Rob's feeling that squeeze. Donk isn't just holding this alone. He kind of stutter steps for a second. That does allow for Robs to pull the MP9 back, and we find this fast scramble over There is a slight chance Vitality could pull one out of the hat.
It's a full fight on A.
Right?
Better chances here than B, that's for sure.
Is all that Vitality could really hope for.
They don't believe it.
Oh, man, starting to now have a missed call as well. This isn't going to increase their odds, that's for damn sure. Tanir, he finds the opening. ZywOo's going to have to go world class. And a double kill's great. But at what cost? It's a 3 versus 2. The other members of Vitality just down to the pistols. Smoke still in front of them means the bomb site's taken by Spirit. And a fire in front of Apex means bomb plant guaranteed. Mezzi can't quite connect to the head like ZywOo did.
They get a little confused sometimes versus pistols. Vitality have a couple of rounds like this.
Trying to put that squeeze on. You've at least got them limited into the corner of this site, but no further kill.
Go. One last chance to talk here for XTats. You know, you've got to come up with something. I feel for it. This would be very difficult, you know, because you want to be honest, but at the same time, you got to tell your team they're the best players in the world, and they're going to come back into this game, and then you've only got 30 seconds. An idea as well. That's why, as a coach, I mean, so much of this is on your players. You got to fix problems like that when the game's already live, when the game's already over.
I mean, XTAT has been stood behind them watching this whole thing unfold, so if your confidence at home and Vitality is busted, imagine him trying to also muster that back up.
It's got to be tough.
You've got 30 seconds to convince them, and if you haven't convinced yourself that it's true, that doubt will creep through in the tone of your note. Here we go. Smoke to window. ZywOo loses the angle instantly. If Vitality want to show us why they were in conversation for world's best in 2025, and as players have slowly chipped away. Don't get me wrong, the first half of the year is nothing but Vitality. But we're 6 months from June. Donk left to his own devices. Vitality aren't going to press their luck. And that's another scary thought, right? Rounds start to get away from you. Confidence begins to slip. You start feeling timid.
No window smoke. They're crawling down. They're trying to get up here. It's subversive pressure they're putting on the map. You can see the CTs feel it.
ZywOo with a chance. They'll strike down Chopper. But all you get is Chopper. There's a lot of capability still up for Team Spirit, and Rops is going to feel it. Insta headshot comes out from Donk. Flamesy's got his flying through that Palace put.
Nice.
Tanir just chucks himself at it. And so Shiro over towards ramp with bomb versus 4. Vitality. His first gun round on their CT side bears fruit. Shiro with a chance to clutch at 30 seconds. Apex going to keep that pressure on, and it's good to see that Vitality across the board can find bits of success, enough success to give themselves a sliver of hope on this CT side.
They tried to get real sneaky with it. Again, no window smokes there. The crawl up down the down connector. They had the A play preset in position on the ramp and inside of Palace. And Tanir said, I'm a soldier. I'll die for anybody, and jumped right through that smoke, only to get blasted by Flamesy. But it's ZywOo who gets the quality kills on the front and the back. Really good op shots from him, and his op coming back online is one of the keys to victory, obviously. Oh, and maybe Rops's too.
All right. And with little to lose, in this map specifically, when things almost felt done and dusted, go ahead, whip it out. Big investment here for Vitality to try to birth a bit of momentum. Tanir, last time gave the test over. This time it comes to him, and Flamesy not going to find that success back-to-back. Dead first, 5 and 15.
And it's Tanir putting more pressure on Robs because he doesn't show up on the right side. They still don't know about his op, but Tanir, he's too shrewd. He knows exactly what could be happening. That felt like a bit of a bait to him. He was right about it. 5v4 here for Spirit.
Just kind of leaves Vitality walking around the middle of this site. Huge gap in the middle of the map as well. Vitality playing in the dark at the moment. Who is going to run the risk? And at what moment could Team Spirit just decide to pounce on this? Had that window smoked out, had connector smoked out. There's a massive question mark.
They're not even going to respond to the pressure. They're going to hope that they're right about the speed play, and they are.
It's a well-positioned Apex at the very least. Gets here in time. ZywOo's op will be found out at the cost of Sway. Donk to try to take his place. Still Shiro doesn't want to show that bomb. There's 30 seconds and Chopper still floating down towards underpass. Shiro swaps out.
Back, actually.
Yeah, drops that AWP, goes for the AK.
But he...
20 seconds, starting to push underpass now. You've got Apex still floating around on Cat, and I don't know. You've got 15 to this clock. It's going to take a scramble up to that A-bomb site. Tanir's gotten out of Palace. Team Spirit are still going to give this a chance. They don't know about the secondary offer. This one shot from Robs was key, but there's no time. Bomb gets chucked out into the open, can't be recovered, and Vitality squeeze a second one out of the CT side by way of double off.
Zywoo's Batman in the spot, right place, right time, 2 different moments. Even though that one comes down to the wire, Team Spirit had the right idea, but they did play with that clock a lot. And I'm not sure how Vitality knew that this one was going to end B, especially with the connector smoke, the window smoke coming up so late. No one from Vitality in jungle, in window, on Cat, no info at all inside of mid, in fact. But I think they trusted Rops, that maybe if he saw somebody they had to worry about A early on, they were right about it. Rops was very careful to not take an op shot or hunt too heavily for Tanir. Left that for a duel later. He gets the 1 kill he needs. And Vitality get 2 rounds.
Element of surprise though, double op setup, they've figured that out.
Yeah. And so in a double op setup, you're not going to go for a crouch peek over on B. You are going to use more nades overall. If you're Vitality, you're going to be more worried about an exec heavy strat book coming out. We see that a lot of op impact has been nullified. In CSGO, there were more double op setups that made sense. Now you kind of only bust it out for the big comebacks because you just have to change it up. But ops can be a liability in CS2. Breaking open smokes makes it very hard to play around. The game moves a lot every round is a lot faster on average. And with the game getting more dynamic and faster pace, sometimes an op can just be a hindrance. So it's a gimmick that gets around. It's found out kind of early. There's still a long road ahead for Vitality to tie this game. Did they play their ace in the hole a little too soon?
I think there's going to be pressure on Flames. He'd also pick up his performance towards this A site.
Yeah.
Flamesy is somebody who back in stage 3 of this major, wasn't part of the winning formula for Vitality per se.
But then versus the Mongols was great.
Right?
Yeah.
We thought maybe once the stage hits, he would power it back up, but so far in this semifinal, 5-15. And it just feels like the way Tanir is playing tricky at the moment and has shown different levels and approaches to the Palace.
What an impressive map out of Tanir. Absolutely.
Right now, that is Flamesy's kryptonite.
Tanir was talking to Heku actually, did a little piece of interview, and he said, he doesn't feel like they got to play a lot of the best teams. And he's the guy who missed out on Cologne.
Right.
Some of the bigger events.
Time to prove you've got it. He's in the process of doing exactly that. Right behind Donk in terms of numbers of kills so far on Mirage. But if this round is to be added to the scoreboard for Spirit, we're looking at Shiro and Donk, you'd think. That AK op combo with pistols around it, and no real test from Vitality in middle. That's a dangerous amount of wiggle room to give Spirit. Smoke into the window is going to deny Apex info as well, so now Vitality kind of take a glance over.
Yeah, they go to copy and paste the setup. This gives Shiro a lot of space to actually take 3 peeks.
Frag to be banked off. Apex pulls back. No damage done on that one.
And slowly, the composition of this play starts to take shape. Shiro is lurking with an open connector. This either ends incredibly badly for Team Spirit or incredibly beautifully and ugly. Oh.
Missed chance.
Okay, right.
Down he goes.
But with that op-dead and connector, they're going to drop their guard for a second.
Zywoo's ready, and you've got Mezzy locked into the corner. Still don't know about Mezzy. Back turn, he'll find one. Zywoo's under pressure, swarmed by just Tanir and that pistol. 3 versus 3, and an upgrade offered to Tanir. Donk burned off of the bomb plant. Luckily for them, still time to recover this. They don't have to panic. We go to 10 seconds on that clock, 5 to spare. Tanir locked in, missed op shot. Man advantage, is it enough with those low health bars? Bomb planted, no kit, Flamesy, instant headshot. That op goes down at a distance. Donk in with his. And as Rob scours the field, this is that double op retake, called upon for the retake. Robs is hoping somebody makes a mistake. Somebody steps into his line where they shouldn't. Team Spirit break down the doors on that B-bomb site, and with it come their 12th.
Oh, Budapest doesn't like a save. He's walking away from this. 12 rounds from Team Spirit, not the round you'd expect. It's been Vitality to pick up most of these situations when they have lesser weapons. And a little ingenuity here from Team Spirit as they go for that connector play with the op. It's not that it gets anything, but it probably confuses Vitality a touch. It probably feels like you wouldn't have such a heavy investment coming towards the A site in a moment where it's actually a B play when you know it's sort of a half buy or a force down. And this trade is pretty much the most important part. Because after ZywOo misses his first chance, the flash is good, pushes him back. Every other shot's really hard after this. Set up and hoping for Cat to come in first. Never happened. Again, wondering how Shiro could be there unsupported. Kind of crazy because getting into playoffs, it was a series of results that you could expect from every team. Now into playoffs, it's the exact opposite.
Oh, stage 3, dude.
Yeah.
It gave us a reminder to why the best are the best. And it felt like Counter-Strike was going to return to its norm. All just a bit of misdirection. Upsets in the quarter and a flat Vitality so far in the semis. Spirit gonna lap up this opportunity.
Oh, that's a good nade.
Again, this threat into the A site. Zway will have to go back and grab that bomb. If Robs gets this kill and takes over ramp control, this could be massive. Off the reload, look the bomb.
He doesn't see it.
He doesn't know. If only he did.
It's far back.
But the question is, at 40 seconds, look at the radar and tell me who's gonna go recover.
Oh,
it's got to be Tanir. Mezzi's gonna push in front of the flames and over towards connector. Apex holds his line. Trade frag doesn't come back just yet, but it's going to need to be Donk and Tanir to join forces and try to take down this 3-player defense inside A.
It should be impossible. Two best fraggers on the team right now working together under 20 seconds. Surely this A setup is good.
Oh, the timing was great. You caught one player looking the wrong direction. Rops wasn't wide enough to shut that down. And with 10 on the clock, Donk just has nothing to say about this. Vitality with more fight still in the tank.
Heads up from Rops there on the ramp to make that move. Honestly, it looked like Zway just did like 3 things correct in a row to put tons of pressure. He had that first spam to get him to use the Molotov, then he pushed up and spammed him as he was on the smoke through the nade to get some extra damage in, and then once he used all his ammo, he thought at the very minimum, Rops would have been scared of his presence. No, it was the opposite. Rops was imbued with passion. He decided, I'm gonna take this into my own hands, and he knew that he was gonna get the kill.
Chopper rubbing his eyes as they'll sit here and try to think their way to the finish line.
They have rounds to work with.
Right.
There was a half buy to get them to 12. They're still in a moment. They're still here feeling good, I think. They are. It's all about Vitality, how they're going to respond.
Big question is, have Vitality done enough to kind of give themselves that self-confidence back? I don't really hear their fans in here anymore.
Saw a couple beekeepers, but
that's a population on the decline. Glocks in hand, Spirit. Talk it out. Find the solution now. I love that Donk in these kinds of rounds is still just jumping off every piece of furniture, bouncing into the wall, so rambunctious, just wants to get back to what he does, taking heads off. Made damn near impossible with just that Glock. And so Roxy's gonna end this. 5 strong for Vitality. This is 4 of the last 5 rounds. You know, one of the backbones of their success as this event went on, like Pimp alluded to, statistically, the Pistols have been a strong start to all these halves. In this map, they find neither.
Yeah.
They don't force buy successfully in either. And so, that 5-0 Spirit start, the 3-0 Spirit start, that's 8 of the 12 rounds Spirit have just out of the gate. So, here we go. Vitality with a chance to push overtime, sure. But Team Spirit let them have that one. That's false confidence. Standing on the finish line and ready to take that one step over.
Flamesy up to the plate again, has to deliver here, 7 and 16. Did he get a tag. Not sure. Ops coming over to CT spawn to support.
Yeah, Shiro took 2 damage.
Yeah, that's huge information, actually.
It's going to unravel one half of the A setup.
Now this is the very minimum delays for time. They can go for the same idea again, they just can't do it right away.
At least momentarily, but only for a moment.
They're about as split up as you could get. It's another vanilla-looking setup here for Vitality. Now we switch over to CT side. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Just has me concerned since what we saw in the first half wasn't very inspired.
Donk and Chopper operate in middle, 3 players set up for this A hit. We said Flamesy's gonna have to find his moment. Pressure's on.
They're starting to converge on connector. Rops, can he actually interrupt this or not?
Flamesy plays to the other side of smoke. It's him versus Zwei. And as ZywOo's attention is drawn towards connector because the jungle support's just not there, Apex more concerned about that mid-window smoke. Luckily here for Vitality, doesn't look like Tanir's gonna try to find that Palace walkout just yet, but he's getting closer.
They're waiting for the ramp smoke to come up.
And the closer he gets, the more ZywOo starts to become concerned. Missed opportunity to strike down one. Here comes that hit. Apex will cut down the 1 player towards connector first, but still the exit over towards ramp started to go well. Flashbang for ZywOo, upshot connects, and Shiro's got only 1 kill as an answer.
There we go.
It's Donk here, hopeful, but 9 HP's not enough. Vitality stave off the attack.
Big impact here for ZywOo now in the second half. 3 frags on this op. And it's always finesse from him. It's all these little moments he comes in and gets an easy frag. Positional genius gets them around. They make it a 3-round game. This is a very honest victory. This is one where I think Team Spirit got the idea that they were looking for. The one moment that you can push back when the lay of the map is vanilla out of Vitality is ZywOo taking an extra second at the top of tickets to fight into connector. He tried to do that, missed a chance to get that kill, confirmed that there was an ace split coming when the A-ramp guys started shooting at him, and then Flamesy took it from there. It was a good flash to help him.
Deagle damage though, don't you fall now, Vitality. Have to remember back in that first half, they'd won a round similar with lesser weapons. This time it's a quick 2 kills for Vitality. Mezzy hears those boots hit the ground. ZywOo's here to assist it, and the Desert Eagle won't be enough. Not for 1 kill, not for their 13th round win.
Right.
Vitality now within touching distance, go 4 rounds in a row without a bomb plant. The type of CT side that they and we can believe in.
Now they've got the stew boiling. Now they're overcoming the fact that they had the slow starts. The pistols aren't as much of a factor at this point. Now it's just about closing the map. Howley's coming in.
His last chance to speak in regulation.
The fact that Vitality can still make this a game, considering how they start, is amazing. This will not be a free close. It was 12-7 at one point.
Is today going to be the day that Mezzy steps up as the hero again? Because coming into that second half, it was him who gave the pep talk.
He likes to put on that cape sometimes,
yes,
man. Again, you know, the lineups that we see today, so many stars, so much star potential, and somehow Mr. Merriman still stands out.
Not a good start for ZywOo. Eats that grenade, a third of his health gone.
ZywOo managing to turn his KD positive is already a miracle, and the impact is very clear at this point. It's palpable. Flamesy also is only 8 kills, but last 2 A plays have been very good. He put himself in strong spots to get frags. He didn't die early. Played well off his team's flashes. This duo on the A side, especially if this is where Team Spirit want to go, could be the solution.
Again, right, this double op. Team Spirit hit ZywOo with that frag grenade at the start, and then no real pressure for the next 30 seconds. Trying to put themselves back in a position where they will go for a similar split.
And again, crazy. We've seen no sort of press back in middle here from the CT side.
ZywOo.
But it's the same play coming in again, just a slightly new way.
Different position for ZywOo, trying to get utility here to give himself a chance towards middle. Remember, off the ticket play, that's where he had at least a bit of cover to work with. This is a much more dangerous spot for him to be in. Flamesy's gonna get called out of his corner. ZywOo recovers that, almost caught off guard.
Donk's on bomb duty here in connector.
Smoke still remains towards connector. ZywOo tasked to hold it. And in a moment, it's going to fade. And he saw something on the retreat. Shiro starting to put pressure.
The molly works.
No way.
No, okay, Mezzi saves it.
That is what he has to do. Then Donk and Tanir come out with headshots.
The bomb can come back 13 seconds. Can they get the plant in?
It's A site under wraps. Chopper dives the bomb site. Apex, oh wait, can't push, and he gets it! Stops them in their tracks! Messi, the savior, again!
Not all heroes wear capes. Messi tasked to play B, ready to save A.
Sketchy, bro. I mean, sketchy.
This was actually like the only plant that felt safe was that one. Maybe opposite default if they're watching Ticket properly, but it's a last-second moment. They just had to get it down there.
Woo! And there we go.
Okay.
ZywOo finds Donk immediately. He's been floating around here. He's also been far more passive, making sure he doesn't die, right? Took that nade last round, goes out, kills Donk. If Team Spirit are here to win this in regulation, then they're going to have to do it without the monster.
What are the odds without Donk that they close this game now?
Felt like they had done enough in that last round to draw it back. But Mezzi is the difference maker. And he has tried to pull Vitality up since the start of this second half. Rops on the attack, peeks out through window with Flamesy. Looking to use those rifles, but this is a bomb over towards B that Mezzi's gonna cut down in a second. This man is immovable. Fueling Vitality from the core. Mezzi shuts Team Spirit out of this regulation. 5-0 start in the first half. A 3-0 start in the second, and yet still, Vitality live on.
And if I got my numbers right, that's 6 rounds they had to come back into this game to win. Sorry, not to win, but maybe it feels like that now. It's now the fact that Team Spirit won 2 pistols, that makes them look bad. They had the quick starts. They had the easier rounds. They stood up to Vitality's strongest stat coming into this match. And now have to close it the hard way. A real test for them here in semifinals.
Who had Mezzi dropping 25 frags in regulation, Launders?
Every expectation subverted.
Outperforming Donk individually. Scary thing is, we take a look at the scoreboard coming into overtime, so lopsided still for Vitality. Mezzi, the fueling force that has got us beyond regulation.
And you know, I mean, ZywOo has played one quarter of this game well. That quarter has got them to overtime. He's had lots of great out frags. Consistently made that A site feel like it was reinforced with steel.
Chance for Rops early. Bit labored, but luckily for him, that duel was only versus Chopper, so he'll win that one. 5v4 in the opening round of overtime. Be careful, this is Donk.
He got 2.
Not as easy as a fight than it was versus Chopper. ZywOo's gonna go down with nothing in this one. It's a fast evolution towards the A site. Frag goes just beyond Flamesy. He is still given a chance to stand.
It's by a hair.
And in the middle of it all is Mr. Merryman, still alive and looking to bolster this jungle play.
Tanir not looking to waste any utility. Bomb's gonna try to get to default.
And this quick reposition for the last 2 players of Vitality, they both ate that flash only momentarily.
Wow, I mean, Tanir's making sure. They actually cleared this out on the other side. I don't know if they peek out into this.
Keeping that utility pressure over towards jungle, but Shiro's still sitting here with the bomb. Oh, it's as he drops. Yeah, they're gonna catch him. Flamesy, that 7 health makes the difference. Tanir to the clutch.
It's a flash from the gate. Grave, he could actually get this spam down and Ticket.
Ooh, he's gonna be missed by the spray out of Flamesy. That 7 health from Flamesy. Cut down with the headshot. Mezzi's up next.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got it. Tanir finds that A-side impact as he has this whole entire T-side. Flamesy's been his pet. Walking all over that bomb site like it's nothing. He will clutch up and again keep his name right next to Donk.
It was Sway Day back versus Falcons, and now Tanir shows us what he can do. he was in charge of that situation in more ways than one. The frags to close are one thing, but he actually sussed that out really well.
Here we go.
Dunk another opener.
Oh, back turn though.
No trade.
Good on Apex to get it back. Shiro finds Zywoo. Flamesy single kill and the B-side crumbles.
And they just run through this now?
Team Spirit finding confidence in overtime. From a 4 versus 5 in the round prior to now Vitality banking on a 12-20 Flamesy.
After losing 6 rounds straight to get to overtime, Team Spirit suddenly win. It's as if they just mentally realized something. They open up huge. This one goes faster. These 2 rounds have gone faster than anything we saw in regulation. Tempo is king here for Team Spirit. It's what was missing from Vitality's T side as well. I always say overtime's the best warm-up. But this could be your last match of the season. It doesn't matter how close or good you played or how, how you almost did it on this map. There's no free maps in this series straight up. We have Overpass coming in third. We don't know what the hell happens there. No one knows what's going to happen on Overpass. I don't think either team wants to let it go there, especially not after Spirit won both pistols in this series, or in this map, and not after Vitality made a 6-round comeback on CT side to get to overtime. One more round in this half, and I'm sure they have the last word.
As he did everything he could in regulation to force us into overtime. One man's best effort.
And that is the thing.
It's enough to impress, but we saw what happened when Fallen tried it yesterday. It's the result at the end of this series that matters. You ask any of these teams coming into playoffs, wow, how aren't you proud about your top 8? No, it's all about the major trophy.
Yeah.
Nothing short of the trophy will be worth a damn.
There's only champions left.
And so looking to fight for 1 on the CT side of overtime. And Flamesy's given us a bit of a recovery, but still, the numbers so skewed.
No, I mean, positionally, he's been fine. Frag's getting a little bit out there, but one more mistake, and that's it.
Clean sweep in OT could be a death sentence for Vitality's Mirage.
They turned the grill up on Mezzi. He's down to 66 health. This will slow him down from getting a push in. He's going to go for a jump spot.
Man, this site is starting to feel vacant.
Yeah,
you play on connector side, that wall of smoke goes up, and all of a sudden Spirit are on top of that bomb site.
Yeah, if they want to throw the right wall smokes right now, it's going to need Vitality to spam back through this. And because they lost those first 2 rounds, they're a little bit lower on utility.
Ooh, Nate sails beyond.
Oh, there he is, Flamesy, nice one.
That's what we're looking for. Apex in with the assist, but then clipped by Denier out from Palace. He has been the kingpin. And so as the damage continues to rack up versus Flamesy, all the bodies for Team Spirit start to push out. Smoke deep inside of the CT spawn to try to cut off rotates. Zywoo pushes out from Ticket, gets 1, and now those smokes fade. Chopper and Shiro with the recovery. Vitality fighting tooth and nail for just 1 here on the defensive side of OT. But here comes Shiro, sidearm in hand, and he'll clear the top of stairs.
No way.
It's that close. It is that close. Ooh, 23 health to the clean sweep in overtime. But who steps up again? It's Mezzi.
He's got the clutch, and that's all they care about. They get the round. They make this possible. Odds were going to be 99-1 in favor of Spirit if they didn't pick up this round. And they do it just barely. I'm not sure why there wasn't a jungle smoke in that spot, if it got interrupted, if it got missed.
There was a CT smoke. I mean, if it went over the building, either you're trying to block off rotates in CT spawn, or they missed that second smoke.
But the right side smokes, that's all that really mattered in that situation. Nobody was Ticket. Tanir's super good with the containment protocols. I love the way that he was sort of suppressing fire, making sure that that one angle could not be pushed, got a kill as well. But, I mean, let's not overcomplicate it. No jungle smoke and every CT is standing on that side of sight. That's going to give you a good chance to win.
So just the 1, huh? Vitality found their confidence. That je ne sais quoi that gets them to these deep games, that gets them to the trophy. Because that first T-side was not inspiring. Shiro's going to cut it down. Sway's been rock solid. Shiro burning out, though, isn't able to bring another. This is a 3v1.
It's a sandwich drop into the 3K instantly. No one else can do that right now. He can do it every day, though. I didn't even realize who it was until he got the first kill, and then I didn't even have to look at his name. 2 bullets to the head. A clip like that at a moment like this.
Just the nature of the confidence. The nature of the beast. Donk tries to go for that top mid spam as Team Spirit will have 2 rounds to close out Mirage.
And it was a good setup out the gate. Vitality probably pissed off that they ran headfirst into Shiro playing triple. You're not going to have your off start there every day.
And you did a good job of kind of forcing him to miss that second shot, putting the pressure on with the Molotov beneath him.
We go back to the CT side, and there were so many good setups from Spirit. And even the rounds they lost, they had 3 people in B each time Vitality were going there. This is just more of the same.
This is where it felt like the map was lost in regulation on this attack.
Great block.
Gonna keep a gap open on the side of this.
It's hard, even with these volumetric smokes, even if you block it sometimes, it'll still fill,
right,
but...
cycles. Ooh, but here we go. Mezzi climbs up and over. Robs has got the opening kill. That's Shiro dead towards Ticket. This is gonna draw Tanir into the open, and Zywoo's gonna cut him down. Oh, Mezzi collects! That's Donk dead inside of jungle. Chopper thinking about how he wants to get into this fight.
I mean,
but it comes towards Sway, and he will recover vision fast enough. No double kill from him. Cut down by Mezzi, who gets active through the jungle. Chopper dropping down to the bottom of middle, and all while he is so outnumbered. A 1v4 met by smoke. And if he can just tiptoe his way in, he'll have the element of surprise, but covered up by Robs, who got that opening kill on Shiro that opened the door to the A-tag.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good play here for Vitality. Looking for double overtime now. Looks like it's possible. Chopper in this spot, I feel like, could have gone for his cap push a little bit earlier. That one was off camera, and Zywoo, great reaction with his off on T side. It's been a CT bounce back from him, but it was just to get warmed up in totality. Clearly. Oh, that smoke break. There we go. Now the tactics getting fragged.
Yes, sir.
Their defaults were looking boring earlier. This is looking a lot better.
You said it in the first round of overtime when Team Spirit kind of threw that fast tempo. That's what was missing from Vitality. Well, here in round 30, we get to see a glimpse of it. And beyond that, Apex decides to take a bunch of free space. And for the moment, it doesn't look like Sway's gonna find it, but there's a chance now with Donk on the off.
No, he missed it
from Ticket.
Sway can kill him.
Tries to turn around. Apex dealt with, but not after he gets his one.
But when they trade material, now it's 3-on-3.
Zywoo, meanwhile, taking his look and his sniper towards this B site.
Tanir, he's been so active, so alert.
But we've also seen him get blasted off of that bench, and yet again, he will step into the scope of Zywoo that knows no bounds. Triple kill for Zywoo, kicked off this 30th round with that opening pick, and it puts Chopper to the clutch yet again.
And Chopper wants to either get to the site they're going to, or push through and get a flank that they don't expect. So much pressure on Chopper to put this together. Nobody wants to play a second overtime on Spirit. And that shot comes in, 4 for Zywoo. We go again.
And most importantly for a Vitality, I think, within this overtime, an inspiring nature.
Oh, nice shot.
Within that T side.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it was mid back in the first half, and then they had to wait so long.
Mezzi, that keeps this alive. Then it becomes 15-13, and it's Spirit's game to lose. But it was Spirit's game to lose in regulation again. How many of those chances will they have? I love this because you just know now, no matter what happens, we're getting the best CS out of these teams on the next map.
And the next map after that.
The next map.
It's going to be the next map after that.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of having such stacked playoffs.
Yeah, seriously, it feels like every one of these could have been the grand finals.
You know, we have that debate sometimes when the playoff bracket gets made. Ooh, the underdogs. Nah, give me the best of the best. Yeah. And they will deliver.
How's Apex skating by 9-22 right now?
Oh, You want to talk about that?
Chopper's 11 and 20, I guess.
But how about that Apex impact in that last round? Walking up on bench, slipping the net on Sway.
Yes.
9 kills to Apex's name,
He
but
did take out Shiro.
that was Donk.
Oh, right. Donk with the right. Gotta get used to that because that's happening more often.
The only player to have an op ace for Spirit this event.
That's right.
We'll see if Tanir can clutch one. Little reset here.
Man.
But can Vitality continue? You know, we also saw moments of hope in that first regulation T-side, and then they would regress back to another slower play.
It's true.
And so we don't really want to see that again, I don't think. But I think just the nature of overtime,
no, I mean,
it's kind of, you get into the gloves off Counter-Strike. That's hopefully what Vitality, for their sake, can continue to tap into. Flashbang goes over top. Donk's got a sitting duck in Zywoo, and the wallbang headshot on the Flamesy.
What a freak. I can't believe he gets that second kill, even sticking around to peek it when he gets the first.
Comfortable start here for Spirits. Second OT CT side. Robs with a bit of a walkout on the ramp. Can he find anybody off guard? Shiro's got this angle up from Palace, does he not? Oh, but Donk is too wide, and then that op shot rings out. He knows about Shiro.
He got hit.
That's a good wall bang from Shiro, sure, but it's not going to stop Robs in the process. Zway looks to go clear. Connector denied. 3v5 recovery well underway. That man advantage taken back. Robs is not stopping.
And it has to be Chopper again.
Over towards Ticket. Found out. Denies. No further runway here for Robs, and so a battle of the in-game leaders. 5 seconds. Apex plants.
46 HP to 29. Chopper, how many clutches are going to go past you? This one's definitely winnable.
Chopper's not working with a kit. That bomb is already at 25 seconds, and the kits are over towards Connector.
Apex scoped up. Yeah, this one's almost impossible already.
If Chopper has to force this fight by swinging out wide, he's got to get this going. 15 seconds! He's only got 3 to spare. He's got to get the kill right here, right now, off that whip shot from Apex. This clutch goes to Apex's side. He just can't pick it up. Apex finds Vitality's close, but it's Robs to create the opening.
And now we talk about Robs, the man with the longest trophy sliding bar, showing up big time here in overtime.
I thought Apex took a shot when Chopper got to the bomb.
He did.
And yet Chopper was still lost.
I got no idea what just happened. I just didn't want to talk about it. I just didn't want to bring it up. But with no kit, there was no way anyways. Oh, wait.
Apex has got one sitting. You'd think sitting. But now Flamesy at least this time gets that trade frag, and then again Vitality look to tap into the tempo.
Yeah, they're rolling big time.
There is just an electricity to Vitality's play now that was so absent throughout regulation.
Chopper only has a USP.
Oh, Sway wants to be the grounding factor. But this ball of energy that Vitality are just passing back and forth right now is fueled by Robs.
Chopper still only has a USP?
Looking for a gun, he's got to drop down into the middle. Okay, that's an M4 picked up. That's Molotov, a flashbang. Tanir taken out of this. Very comfortable looking 4 versus 2 for Vitality. Another flashbang finds both of them fully blind. Stuck into the corners of Connector. Bomb is going to take its time. It waits for the utility to burst on default. No damage done. They're going to try to slip up. Tanir can only get the 1. Chopper's got to go mad, but that's only 7 bullets in the mag. Forced to reload. Nobody's able to clear him out right now.
He knows where they both are,
actually. Are you telling me Chopper's about to 1v3?
I mean, if he does, he makes up for everything and then some.
Bomb planted on the default. This time he is working with the kit. No recovery needed just yet. But Mezzy has been ice cold, and Zywoo's the best. But down he goes.
Will he figure this out?
Mezzy still just sitting static. Chopper whittles him down. 37 health on the Brit. Dives into the cover of Palace's. Chopper waits this out.
No way, he
gets it.
Why not? 3 for Chopper.
Lost in the sauce in the previous round. Makes gravy of Vitality in this one.
What? I don't think anyone's been, every time Hallie just drinking water. I don't think anyone's been in the clutch more often than Spirit. And I don't think anyone's been more worried about it than Chopper. But to put this together, the 2 best players on the server to die in succession, to give him the glory to keep hope alive here for Spirit.
You've always got to believe in your teammates. But the way Spirit laughed that clutch off, yeah, they know that one's special.
Can't get one by Pops.
Chopper versus Apex. We'll give Chopper the edge. Beautiful clutch.
Yeah, after that.
In a much needed moment.
After that. Come on. He had like a J.R. Smith moment on that last round, but it doesn't matter now.
Flash though, good utility again. For the vast majority of that last round, Vitality were in the driver's seat. Sway locked into the corner, gets found out by Apex. That's a big kill. He's gonna try to get this one going. Looks to just extend success into this A site, which right now is only held by Chopper. Spotted, tagged, dealt with. Vitality right back to winning ways.
Oh, and now Spirit are they're gonna be thanking the heavens that Chopper got that clutch.
This one's impossible.
Yeah, this one's just not gonna happen. 50 seconds, they can win in a million different ways. They'll slowly do it. It looks like the assassin is just behind Shiro. He's pushing forward.
I think this is a way for Vitality to kind of just wash off the Chopper clutch. If Team Spirit are banking on Chopper 1v3s, then you know that you should be in control. And with this one extra round for the road, Vitality are. They are in a lead now.
Yeah, big time. And Apex, he's the guy we called out last. Showing up huge. Taking out Dong for free just doesn't happen very often. In this game, it feels like almost never. We can finally say it. Vitality are playing well.
Semis worthy Counter-Strike. Major worthy Counter-Strike.
Мне нихуя не нравится, парень, мы можем собраться, пожалуйста?
You won't be saying that. Ooh. I don't like this at all.
Okay. I wonder which one was first.
Oh.
Donk, you tired of fragging? He's 32 and 23. Just trying to stay ahead of Mezzi. That's, you know, all a man can ask for.
Mezzi making him work for it.
I like Tanir out of Palace, to be honest.
Sure.
I think he's been very smart.
There's been a few moments, though, that I feel like Vitality do find a bit of ramp space for maybe less fight than Spirit would like.
I kind of like the no ramp double Palace.
Okay.
Now, there is the push coming, and obviously Vitality are going to be quite happy with their spot, too, if it's going to be an A play. It really comes down to where Shiro goes. Uh-oh. No, they're going to peel back. This is actually fine for Shiro, and there it is, Tanir out of Palace.
Yes, sir. Finds that perfect gap. Flamesy under pressure now, looking for the cover. Robs has actually got him covered with both the kills to Palace. Now he's going to dive over towards Tetris instead, all while Mezzi collects his. Dog's got the recovery inbound. Shiro slips the net. Up through that ramp that they thought was cleared. The recovery in full effect. Mezzi down to 45 health. Scott Shiro planting on the other side of the boxes. Dog's coverage in from the stairs. And with the smoke popped open, it returns as Mezzi crawls. And Team Spirit get off this bomb site. Donk's reposition. And like Mezzi missed opportunity to climb up. I mean, he's obviously under pressure shooting bodies. And he's really lost track of Shiro now. But he's isolated these fights. Point blank versus Shiro. He will falter. And Team Spirit use this chance to tie up again off of a very well-timed Shiro ramp walkout.
Absolutely. He was the last piece to come in through the ramp. There was the play from Tanir to open up, but that's the 5v4. The response is amazing from Vitality, or in particular, Rops on the ramp again. He's been lighting it up lately. So many rounds to his name in overtime.
Look at that timing.
But these two work together so well to bring this into the clutch. Very hard to win for Mezzi. Bombs landed properly for both players. I mean, sort of a matter of time. How many more great rounds do we get out of this game?
Right? Look at that double underpass push. They eat that flashbang.
I think they must have seen something, because they're so ready for this.
Donk very quickly puts an end to that one. And if middle has been fully taken, then that scramble back from underpass could have been costly. Instead, it just kind of quickly transitions into momentarily this 4-player A setup for Vitality. I don't think they're going to stay static in it, but it would be the right call considering Spirit's approach. Found out in the bottom of connector. That's the one side of the bomb site already held, now coming up from that ramp. Looks like they ate a flash.
He thought that smoke was working for him. It wasn't.
Kind of slowed things down for a second. Over the top of Tetris sits Donk looking for his headshot, but inside of Sandwich, Flamesy thrives.
He dies.
Shiro makes sure that bomb site's reopened, and it's Donk who is tasked with the bomb plant. Mezzy and Donk both playing the same games, inch around the smoke, and Donk with the fake plant inside it. You still got plenty of time to recover, but now Donk is dead. To secure that third OT, Tanir back to another clutch, and it's Rob's over towards the staircase. Bomb's got to be recovered. Rob's gonna try to keep himself down, but now he's also been spotted for the quad kill. Here comes Tanir!
Oh!
Denied!
The shutdown from Robs. The anti-close. Tanir plays it so well, but isn't as sharp as Robs. He drew him out. The fake plant, Robs didn't believe it, ran to the top of stairs, exactly where Tamir wanted him.
There's been a lot of clutch factor going Team Spirit's way, and this one's just one ask too much.
Big time.
Third overtime secured by Vitality.
Yeah, they're ready to close this time.
Man, what a scramble inside of that bomb site.
Can't forget, that's a 3v1 in the end. It's one that Vitality should have never lost.
That bomb site from a top-down view would have been carnage.
And just so confusing too. I appreciated Donk's fake plant, but the fact that Apex took him out after that was the most important moment. That's his 13th, but not all kills are made equal here. Round 36 goes live.
Yes, sir.
Spirit, they need to win this just to get to another overtime.
Chance for Vitality to close. You want to take Spirit to Mirage, you better be ready. And out of the gate, it didn't look like Vitality were.
I can't lie, I keep loving these Tanir Palace plays.
Yep.
I don't know if it's ever going to actually work out in their
favor.
Here we go. Oh, he's throwing a nade.
Cuts down both bodies. Saving grace for Spirit as it's not the bomb. Watch Donk go off the leash. Tries to take control on his own while the Palace belonged to Flamesy only momentarily. Shiro taking a quick glance out from the ramp. Spirit, they've brought clutch to the table while Flamesy had his struggles, but his recovery is real. 19th and 20th frags could be the end of Spirit's run within Mirage. Things slow down.
How do they get a kill without a punishment?
Apex tucks in. They need to wait for this smoke to fade and still Vitality remain with options. Mezzy confident to just float on the other side of the map and do his own thing. Molotov with Apex's name on it, not yet thrown out.
They're trying to time it perfectly. They're triangulating Apex's position. Shiro doesn't even want to waste this chance.
Once they do, the jig is up, missed shot. Oh, Rock still kills Chopper and Apex there to end it. Vitality step into the server cold, lose both pistols, but recover in regulation, survive Team Spirit's clutch, and show that their level of Counter-Strike that dismantled the Mongols is enough versus Spirit.
It's a new level of opponent, but the 6th round comeback, that shows them that they have greater potential, and they steal this one away from Spirit. 2 pistols and the closes are not enough. Donk is not happy.
Which team are you supporting today?
FaZe Clan, obviously. For my boy Frozen.
Navi. Vitality.
Navi!
FaZe. FaZe, I think. FaZe.
Vitality.
Spirit. Let's go. FaZe, for sure.
Navi. FaZe Clan! Let's go!
The obvious. FaZe.
Vitality.
FaZe, 100%.
Navi!
Vitality. FaZe Clan.
Team Spirit.
Team Spirit.
Navi number 1.
FaZe.
Spirit.
FaZe Clan.
FaZe Clan, FaZe up.
Of course, FaZe Clan. Let's go, FaZe Clan. Let's go, Carrigan. Carrigan. Carrigan.